Hello friends, and welcome back again to my channel. I've got my usual monthly or bi-monthly or tri-monthly whatever happens video with looking back at the layouts I've created. This time is in the month of May. We had National Scrapbooking Weekend, which happened to be on a bank holiday, so it was 3 days long, much better than other years. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna try to remember which challenges these were. So here we go, in no particular order. This one was for a challenge on, most of the challenges I'll say are for the love of pretty paper. So this one was for a challenge in which you had to do lots of journaling. So at least I think it was a quarter of your page had to be journaling, and I went for almost half. And it's a very old photo of me in my teens, and I'm just remembering what the moment was about. Another challenge, this one was also for the love of pretty paper, and it was there was a sketch with 3 tags, and I just remember I never added the, you know what, since I'm here nothing like the moment. Black, because why not? So yeah, it's I'll talk whilst I'm doing this. It's for was for a challenge with I'll say it if I can do and think at the same time. Hang on. So yeah, the challenge was a sketch with I don't think I can talk and do this at the same time. Hang on. No, you know what, I'll do it another time. So yeah, tags. I also used washi tape to create the tags, so I backed the washi tape and normal white cardstock scrap, and then I cut with the die cut, because there was another challenge that I never managed to complete, which was to use washi tape as your background. So it's kind of a combination of both. So I have the washi tape and the tags, and it's a Christmas layout that I made in May. Okay, another one for a challenge. This one was to use all the paper, all the pretty paper. So there's no cardstock, the background is paper, and it's all, I think the name of the challenge was to use all the pretty paper, because the group is called For the Love of Pretty Paper. So yeah, we had a bit of a discussion, because I made this, I attended a crop 2 weekends ago, I think it was. So yeah, I attended a crop 2 or 3 weekends ago, I can't remember, and where I was still completing the challenges, and we had a bit of an internal discussion whether it was pattern paper that you had to use, or was it just normal papers, because this is just solid, as you can see, there's no pattern on it. But my understanding was that you had to use paper, all the pretty paper, and this is very pretty paper, to be honest. It just doesn't happen to be a pattern. But yeah, I'm very happy with how that came out. Beautiful colors, I really love that pink. Okay, another one. This one also for a challenge where you had to use a shape, so pick a shape and bring it all over your layout, and I went for arrows, as you can see. I used a couple of dies at the crop, and some pattern papers for the arrows, and very simple, but I quite like it. It's focusing on the after. Okay, another one. This one was the challenge was about everything British, or all things British, and you could interpret it any way you wanted, and the only thing really like proper British that I had was for my birthday we went to do a posh tea thingy, tea and scones and cakes and sandwiches and stuff like that. So I thought it was perfect. I used this collection which got teacups and cakes, so I thought it was perfect, and I kept it quite simple as well. Right, another one. The challenge for this one was to use a quote. Stuff went a bit wrong there. It's a bit that just got glued in the wrong place, but never mind. So yeah, it was to use a quote. I just went for this quote by Dr. Seuss, where about weirdness and being weird and love and stuff like that. So I thought it was perfect for this set of 4 photos of my daughter being a bit silly. This one, I believe this one was for a different group. I think it was for the Mercy Tiara, and I can't really remember very well, but I think it was for a Tic Tac Toe. Oh, I'll try to remember. And I think I went for stitching, splatters, and fussy cut, maybe something like that. I can't remember. I'll get back to you on that. Or bling. I think there was bling. Yes. Okay, back on for the Love of Pretty Paper. The challenge on this one was to go for a monochromatic layout, so you could only use black, white, and another one other color. And I went for blue, and I did this beach layout, which I love it. I think it's really, really lovely, a mixed media-ish type of thing. But then a couple of people were like, oh, you know what, I would have never thought of doing black for a beach layout. But I was talking to my husband about it, and he said, but actually it works because it's a bit winter, so it's kind of, because it's winter, it's not like a summer beach layout, so it kind of works. Another one, this was for the challenge was to make a list. The list could be about anything that you wanted, and because last year I already made a list of my top 10 favorite albums, I decided to do one about films. And I tried to come up with my top 10 favorite films, but I really struggled because I've got so many favorite films that I watch again and again. But so I decided to narrow it down to the ones that I thought were like the top 5, and definitely these are the top 5 that I watch again and again, and I know the words, the dialogues, and yes, so I came up with that. Another one for a challenge. This was another sketch. There were 3 arrows, I think, or 4 arrows actually, and it was the challenge was about likes and dislikes, and I was very literal with this layout. I wasn't sure what to do, so I went very literal. So I followed the sketch almost precisely. So, but rather than 4 arrows, because where I have my title there was another arrow, and where there was the photo there was another arrow, I skipped that, but the rest is the same with the mixed media in the background, and quite like how this came out. The only thing I would say is I wrote Sudoku here, but what I really meant was gaming. I should have just written gaming on my iPad. Sudoku happened to be the game that was playing the most at that particular time, although I'm not playing Sudoku as much anymore. I've gone to other games. And speaking of games, another layout. This one was the challenge was to use vertical stripes, and I reused this background. I already had started this background with this background paper and the corners. So my original idea was to do something like, no, my original idea was like this actually, because there was a sketch a while ago now on For the Love of Pretty Paper that had this corner bit like this, and then there were like 3 photos, and I was gonna do that, but I never managed to finish it. So I only had the background and the corners, so I added to it. I added this extra line to bring up more contrast, and all the patterns papers, and obviously the photo and the title. Quite like how that came out. Okay, another one. This one was for yeah, that was for scrap lifting one of your favorite flot toppers. That's a funny word. Is a member for the Love of Pretty Paper, and I scrap lifted Kerry Bruce, who did the same. I even used the same collection that she did with the papers and the crosses stitched, and I'm very, very happy with how this came out. Very simple, but very colourful and very pretty. Okay, another one. This one was also for the Mercy Tiara group, but I can't remember exactly the challenge. I think maybe this was a Tic Tac Toe and not the other one. I'll have to get back to you on that one because I honestly can't remember. But I remember there was like make it central layout, so I went central, and you had to have so many different patterns, and because I have all these patterns and also Puffy stickers which I have, so yeah, I think that was the Tic Tac Toe and not the other one. The other one maybe it was the recipe, that you had to have so many items from a recipe. I'll get back to you on that one, can't remember. Okay, this one you may have seen because I've got a process video for this layout on the UK Scrap Addicts, and this was my layout for May, and it's also monochrome. It's black white with one accent color, which I went for this pink, and there isn't much of that pink. It's mainly black and white, but yeah, I really love this layout. It's one of my most favorite layouts of the last few months, actually. Getting there, only 2 left. This one, this is an A4, as you can see. It's not 12 by 12, and I made this one for Scrapbooking Magazine. Well, it's not a Scrapbooking Magazine, it's a creative card making and all things craft magazine by a lovely lady called Cayleigh from Create with Cayleigh, and it's a digital magazine. I will link to it below because it's really lovely. There's lots of good ideas. For this layout I had to scrap lift a layout from Pinterest, and I saw one that I really loved, and I added a few things my own, like these little clusters here of embellishments weren't in the original layout, but I thought they added a bit more, and I'm really happy with that, how that came out. Yes. And the last one, this one was also for National Scrapbooking Day and for the Lot of Pretty Paper. The lovely Natalie asked me to make a layout for as a guest designer, and you may have seen this one as well because I have a process video for it, but it was about not using trimmer or anything like that. You could only use your scissors. Now I completely missed only scissors thing, and I did use my craft knife to cut this here, which I was told off about. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, very happy layout, very colorful. I fussy cut all these bubbles, and just the title and a bit of journaling, and that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a much longer one than my previous ones, because May is always a busy month with National Scrapbooking Week and weekend or day, whatever you want to call it. For me it was a whole weekend, and I really enjoyed myself. I was very lucky to manage to get time here and there to make these layouts, and let's see what the next few months bring. Thank you for joining me again, guys. See you soon. Bye.